First, the party threatened to block a bill banning people who've served long prison sentences from being special advisers at Stormont. Then it changed its mind after an intervention from party grandees, including the former deputy leader Seamus Mallon. So, has the party been damaged? And where does all of that leave the leadership of Allister MacDonald? Gareth Gordon investigates.
Ballistic tests and the post-mortem on Mary Travers have apparently shown that when two gunmen confronted...
The murder of Mary Travers shocked a community used to killing. For decades her sister Anne bore her grief in silence. Until, that is, Sinn Féin appointed Mary McCardle, the only person convicted in connection with it, as a special advisor to the Culture Minister, Carol McCullen.
I was shocked and appalled and felt physically sick when I initially heard it this morning. That there was no prior warning. We didn't know. Sinn Féin didn't even have the manners to let us know that this was going to happen.
At the time of the murder, Allister MacDonald was the Travers family doctor, so he well understood the hurt the appointment would cause. Initially, his party appeared sympathetic when Jim Allister launched a private members' bill at the Assembly aimed at banning such appointments in future. But it changed its mind when Mr Allister wouldn't accept amendments the SDLP saw as necessary.
We've made every attempt that we possibly could to shape this into good law. That hasn't been successful, and I think at this stage we are considering supporting a petition of concern.
Well, I know you're considering it. The question is, are you going to do it?
I think yes, we probably will do it.
Anne Travers met with party leaders who were less than keen to talk about it. Can I ask you how the meeting went?
Gareth, please show more respect. What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Show more respect.
But finally the party appeared to have a change of heart, agreeing not to block the bill and even denying that was ever an option.
Sorry, who was going to veto the bill?
There was clear hints from your party on the airways that you were looking at vetoing
well,
this bill.
I'm sorry, there were no hints coming from the party. There was Dominic Bradley raised the issue that because Jim Allister was been so awkward and so unhelpful, you know, we were having great difficulty with him, and nothing was straighter.
For more than a week, the SDLP wrestled very publicly with the issue of what to do about the Special Advisers Bill, before coming awkwardly to a conclusion loaded with potential pitfalls. In a way, they were damned if they did and damned if they didn't. But the impression is left of a party not sure where it's going or who it wants to take with it. There had even been pressure from the party old guard.
A young girl coming from Mass on a Sunday morning with her family was shot dead. To put those people who have that type of record into the top of the administration in Stormont is to actually negate any of the really basic philosophies of the Good Friday Agreement in terms of reconciliation. It is actually giving the two fingers to the unionist community.
It's been a sad spectacle, really. Part of it, obviously, nobody could handle, in that you cannot tell the elders of a party to be quiet. When Seamus Mallon and Bridge Rogers weighed in, it made things pretty much impossible for Allister MacDonald, who had looked as though he was beginning to get his feet steady on the ground and get a grip of things. But in recent weeks, again, we've had this spectacle of the SDLP beginning to eat itself, very much like the Ulster Unionist Party. It does remind you of that saying, those whom the gods intend to destroy, they first make mad.
I suppose you could say the role of the leader is to come forward and to make a decision and to lay down policy and get on with it. And there certainly seemed to be a few days there when the SDLP was struggling. We saw Alex Atwood struggling very publicly when he was being asked questions about it. There were other people who clearly felt strongly. Some people in Sinn Féin are suggesting that maybe one individual or two individuals in the SDLP might even break ranks and support the petition of concern, which would be something of a political earthquake if it did happen. But clearly those tensions are there. They will reflect on Allister MacDonald, who's had quite a difficult time since he came in as party leader. There have been some hints of some form of restructuring in the SDLP, but very little public sign of it.
There's also talk of the party launching a new victims initiative, assuming, of course, it hasn't been too damaged by this one.